It's Super Tuesday, and I thought I'd put a video together for you. Don't worry, nothing political here. I just thought I'd put a video full of like all my Tip Tuesday tips for you guys, so you can watch it and go through it and learn a few things, or maybe not learn a few things, but enjoy it anyway. So here it is. So here's a nice handy dandy little measuring hack if you don't have a friend or kid or somebody to hold the other end. You just use one of your little clamps, clamp your tape measure to the wood and pull it out. Another hack you can do, if you don't have a handy dandy clamp, which you should because they're really great, just take some handy dandy duct tape, because I know just about everybody has that, and tape your end down there to the wood nice and flush, and then pull it. So today's tip is, if you have something like this, like these bulbs, all in a package, and you're going to paint them all the same, leave them in the package. It makes it much easier to hold on to. They're not rolling everywhere. They're not getting lost somewhere. So there you go. There's a tip Tuesday. See these here that I'm painting? These are going to be ornaments. And these have been my best-selling ornaments 2 years in a row. But they weren't always my bestseller ornaments. The first year I made them, I sold 3, I think. If I had given up that year and not made any more, they would not be my best sellers right now. I'm glad I enjoy making them. I made more. Best-selling ornaments. Don't give up on what you know and love. This tip is for anybody shipping their handmade items or anything really. And the focus is to get your items there intact. Okay, it doesn't have to be pretty. I know the trend on TikTok and other social media platforms is to make a pretty little package, but no, nobody wants pretty. They want your stuff intact. So make sure you're using bubble wrap rather than that paper shred stuff, and it'll get there. Make sure you label all your items. When you're doing in-person sales, whether it's in a store or at a show, you can attach a business card or a simple little label like these. How do I keep track of all my trios while they're in process? It's a very sophisticated system I use. It's called a pencil and just scribbles. Actually, it's a number and a letter system. So that all goes together. This set all goes together. That set. What about after I sand it and all those marks come off? That's where this handy dandy contraption comes in. You just use this newfangled thing called an elastic band, and that will keep them together. Today's tip is to do something that I should have done last year. When you're stacking painted things, even if you think they're dry and all that, put some wax paper or parchment paper will work too. In between each one of these gets their own little sheet of wax paper or parchment paper. But don't use regular paper. Regular paper sticks and you'll be disappointed. Don't use aluminum foil. That will stick. You'll be disappointed. People love to use newspaper to put down when they're painting. Don't do that. That sticks. You'll be disappointed. Plus, you'll get newsprint on your stuff. Wax paper, parchment paper only. That's it. Okay? All right. Happy crafting, guys. Check it out, guys. I upgraded my business cards for Seems to Fit. I didn't put Seems to Fit on there because I'm tired of putting shop names on there, and then I change shops or they close or whatever. So it's just easy and simple. And I did two-sided, and I am not a computer guru at all. So look at that. So I got the QR codes on the back side so you can scan to go to Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube right from there. This tip is, I thought it was so great. I decided to try it. I got this from just some random stranger while I was out and about, actually. And what she does, she gets these metal cups, and they usually come with a cover, and mine did too many moons ago, but I don't know where it went. And this is a tip. Look, it fits almost perfectly. And what's actually good about that is then you can take it out easily. Okay, this is cool because then your sleeve, well, it's really a cup, but now you're using it as a sleeve, stays nice and clean. You can just take it wherever, and that's going to stay nice and cold. I love this tip. I love it. And the sleeves come in all different colors, and I love it. I love it. The other day I got an iced coffee, and I put this in here, and I kept it with me inside at work all day long. Still had ice by 11 p.m. That was amazing. So this is my tip, and I'm going to try not to ever lose this sleeve now. All right. You all have a great day. Good luck with your coffees. It's a really hot one today. Y'all might wonder how I can stay outside and work in this heat. Well, you can't feel the heat, but I can feel the heat. Here is how I do it. See? It's a little tabletop fan, and it runs on this. I paid like $10 to $15 for them, and they work great, and they last a long time. Well, a lot longer than the $5 ones. And there we go. My little USB fan. Keeps me cool. When you have to glue something tiny, like bee antenna, into their little holes, just squirt the glue onto something else, so that way you can take your tiny item and dip it into the glue rather than trying to control the flow from this bigger tube onto this tinier thing. I get asked a lot if I have a tripod because, my video skills are lacking. And I do have a tripod. I have several tripods. I have even out here with me, if you can see this, I even have this one that clamps to my table, has a nice light. But the overhead ones, I prefer this. It's 3 citronella candles stacked on top of each other. And then I just go and I lay my phone on top like that. Then I can do stuff underneath. And then when I make the video, I just crop out the other parts, when you see. Because a lot of times you'll end up seeing that. And I'll crop that out as much as I can. So there we go. That is my favorite tripod right now for outside. 3 citronella candle buckets stacked on top of each other. Woohoo! You don't need fancy stuff. You just make do with what you've got. So I thought I'd show you all this neat little trick today. So I have this little wooden circle that I'm going to make an ornament with. And I have the piece of twine that I want to put in this pre-drilled hole here. And check it out. Well, I know you're going to know. It doesn't go. The other side. Now, I could sit here and play with it and get it to go in and after a little while. But when you want to make several things like this, you don't want to fight, I gotta make several things. I don't want to fight with that. So, you get these little things. You find them in the toothpaste aisle. Any local store or whatever. You can buy them online too. Now, I know some of you out there are going to be like, but Amy, they sell things like this in the crafts department too. Ha ha ha, they indeed do. And they only come in a 2-pack for close to $2, so like $1 each. This is like a 50-pack for $3. So, you choose what you want to buy. So you just put the twine in here a little bit, and then you take your little threader and you put that in there, pull it through the other side, just like sewing anything. There you go. Hold this end down because you want to pull the whole thing through. And now you've got it threaded through. And then you can tie it off and that. There you go. The other tip, if you buy these for crafts, just leave them in your craft box. Don't put them in your bathroom because you can reuse these over and over. And just put it, but you don't want to use these for your teeth after you just threaded a bunch of wooden ornaments with them. So just leave them in your craft box and buy 2 sets. One for the bathroom, one for the craft room. Today's tip is all about reusing. You do not need to go and buy fancy paint palettes. You just need to save your little plastic pieces from when you buy screws or light bulbs or whatever else comes in a plastic bubbly type package like this thing. And you squirt your paint into there and use it just like you would any fancy schmancy palette. Easy peasy and money saving too. When you're in InShot, you select your video and what have you. And after you've done that, you come down here and you scroll. Then you see reverse. Click that. And then it's going to do its little processing and whatever. And then your video will now play in reverse instead of forward. It's pretty simple. I forget when the heck I discovered it, but it comes in handy. There you go. So in InShot, when you go to do your video, you're going to look down here at all these little editing tools, right? And you're going to go to the one that says flip. You see, here's all my little guys, and look, my joy is backwards. See? So let me get it back to there. Hit flip. Look at that. It's frontwards now. See? So that's how you do that. Just a bit of fun here. Did you know you could use your heat tool to warm up a cookie? Yes, you can. Although, a better tip would be to use a microwave or an air fryer. This one should go without saying, but if you're making something to sell, then you should keep track of your inventory. You don't need any fancy apps or things like that. A pen and a paper will do just fine until you can upgrade. Because I see a lot of people make that mistake. They wash it up with the alcohol, and then they're touching it all over again with their hands. And it's like, that's you just have to wash it again. That's not the point. So if you're going to do that, if you're going to paint on glass and you do the alcohol wash, wear gloves, wear vinyl gloves, and don't touch your piece until after it's fully dried and sealed. There's a free tip for you there. I've used cheap spray paint before. I bought a black cabinet for my bathroom and I wanted it white, so I bought just cheap white. Let me tell you, I should have just gone with the Rust-Oleum, because that would have taken me maybe 2 coats, and the cheap crap took like I don't even know how many, and I wasted a lot of time and a lot of spray paint. So yeah, don't anytime I see somebody else using the cheap spray paint, I'm like, no, throw that crap away, get the good stuff, okay? Trust me, you'll be better off for it.